Hello, today we're going to make a dragonfly vintage necklace, this piece here, and for this we're going to use 30 eye pins, 30 8mm beads, one clasp. We've got 4 lots of 4 links of chain, 2 round connectors, 2 10-link pieces of chain, 2 7 links of chain, 2 filigree connectors, 2 small dragonflies and 1 large dragonfly pendant. And we're going to show you today how to put all these together into a necklace. Okay, so what we're going to do first is, in our necklace we've got some beads and they go in banks of 3. So I'm just going to show you first how you're going to put the beads onto the eye pins and how we put those together. Okay, so just putting the bead onto the eye pin to start off with, and then we just fold it over 90 degrees at the bead, and we can do all 3 at the same time, folding them over. Okay, so to bend the eye pins over, I'm using today the round nose pliers, but you can use the chain nose as well if you want to. It's just whichever you pick up first. And then we're just going to trim the excess off, because that is too long to make the eye the other side. So what you look at is, you don't look how much you're trimming off, is you look how much you're leaving behind. So that's fine. So you're just holding it either between your fingers or point it down to the mat, because it will have a tendency just to ping all over the place and you don't want to take somebody's eye out. Okay, so now with the round nose pliers, with the eye pin right on the very end of the eye pin, and with the round nose pliers it depends how thick the taper is. There's some pliers they've got really thin tapers, some like this one they're a little bit thicker, so you will need to vary whereabouts on that taper you actually do the eye pin bend. So we're holding it on the very end, and we're just holding it still at the 90 degrees, and we're just bending it round so it forms an eye, and those 2 ends just need to come together, and we're going to do that on each one. Again, holding it, now you set the precedent with that one, try and hold it in the same place on the pliers every time so you get a uniform size hole. So we've got our 3. Okay, so now with our chain nose pliers, we're just going to link these 3 beads together. So you just scoop it to one side, you're going to hook that on, and then we just sweep it to one side and we close it up, and then the same with the other one, twist it to one side, pop it on, close it up, and that's how we have our banks of 3, and we're going to do 10 of those all together. So what we're going to start doing now is, we've got 3 of our banks of 3, is we're going to start adding different components together. So we've also got here one of our 7 links worth of chain, and what we can do is we've added 4 links each side onto one of these connectors. These connectors are quite strong, and when you'll get them you'll notice that they're slightly apart. Is with the same as we do with jump rings. When we're closing and opening those, we just wiggle those together just so it's flat. Okay, so what we're going to start doing now is adding the bits all together. So with the end, same as we've done before when we was adding all the banks of 3 together, he's just going to scoop it to one side, get our link of chain, and we're just going to add it in. And then we'll just lie that down a moment. It's easier to open the eye pins than it is the chain. You can open the chain, but just save yourself some work if you can, and open the eye pins. It's the easiest of the two. And then on this bank of 3, add in our 7 links. Last bank of 3, adding that together. So you've got to that stage. So you're slowly working your way, linking all the necklace together. So the next piece that we're going to do is we're going to start adding our little charms. So we're going to again open up the eye pin because it's the easiest one of the two. Add in our little dragonfly and closing back up. Again, the eye pin, add the dragonfly. Then what we want to do is, because the dragonfly has a back, which is that part, and it has a front, and the same with the filigree connector, that's got a front and it's got a back, is we want them to try and line up as best as we can. So what we'll do is we'll just light on the mat. That's the front of the dragonfly, holding it there so we're not twisting the pieces round. Just open it up. Close it back up. So there you are. Okay, our next section is we've got the large dragonfly pendant and the 2 lengths of 10 links of the chain. Now this is the point where you do have to open the chain, because there's no way, because that's a fixed piece of metal, you're going to have to open the chain rather than the other way around. So what we do is we just find the link, the open part of the link, because it's quite tough. You need to open it up with both sets of pliers. Twist it to one side like we've been doing with the chain, with the eye pins. Just pop it on. As you're closing it up, give it a bit of a wiggle. Same with the other one. Find the open part of the link, open it up, pop it on, close it with a wiggle. Okay, so now the pieces that we've done so far, you can see there that they're all assembled together. And what we're going to do now is just add on the very end the clasp, and it's exactly the same as we've been doing before. We're just going to take the easy option of opening up the eye pin, adding on the clasp and closing it up, and then once we've assembled the other side, you add on that part of the clasp exactly the same way as we've just done it there. Okay, so you can see now that we've got both sides of the necklace all assembled. The thing with vintage necklaces is that both sides don't have to be the same. It's part of their charm, is that they're quite random, not symmetrical at all. And what we're going to do now is just add our little dragonfly right on the very end. Okay, so we're going to open the eye pin. What you need to ensure is the same when we was adding the filigree, when we was adding the dragonfly earlier, is just to make sure that it's facing the right way, and it will tend to just twist up a little bit. Just unravels. So we're going to pop him on this way. Close that back up again. Open up this one. Lie it down so you know which way you're facing. Pick up the chain. And then close it back up again. And there we have our finished piece. All the vintage products and the semi-precious products are part of a wide range of beading products offered by Cookson.